Why non-gaming unicorn? Are you here to game?
No.
Thanks, non-gaming unicorn. Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to be looking at the Basius 2 basing pads that came in. They came in today, and it was a Kickstarter. They're offering the same pads on Basius 2.5, and I'll put the link down below. But what I'd like to do today is just kind of look at the pads and compare them to the Basius 1 pads. Now, the Basius pads are these. Well, this is Basius 1. It's on a round. This is the one called Silver Falls Junction with the railroad tracks, and I'll kind of maybe compare and contrast them with the Basius 2. But essentially, if you don't know what the Basius pads are, you take a base, you put green stuff, or in my case, I use Magic Sculpt, and then you put it on the base, and then it's like a mold. You just kind of push it on there, and I have some videos on Basius 1, you know, how I've done it. Elstone Nation does a lot of stuff with it, and you know, I did a few videos where I put, you know, I use certain pads, and then, you know, you could see what, you know, the different projects I did. Now I'm probably going to do the same thing when I use them, when I use the Basius 2 pads. Okay, and then this is what you end up with. This is a Basius 1 from the Sulaco pad. This is a figure I'm going to be using for Dead of Winter. That's Dr. Olivia Brown and her bossy boots, and then that's kind of the end result. That's the result you're looking for. Okay, the Basius 2 pads were round, and the new ones, and I'm storing them in a plastic container and putting them like this. They have the name of the pad on the spine, which is really neat, and then they fit in the box, and I'm storing them on their sides, and then I put they packed them with a foam, with little foam sheets, and I'm kind of putting them in between the foam sheets, and they're purple this time instead of that brown one. And I purchased the entire set, the All Our Basius Belong to Us level of pledge on Kickstarter, because I ordered a couple on the last Kickstarter on Basius 1, and then I kind of wanted to get a couple other ones, and then they ended up being out of print, so I decided just to get the whole set to alleviate that. Okay, now now they do have the numbers up here in the spine, and let's go through them, and we'll see. We'll look at them, and then, you know, I'll kind of maybe say what I'm interested in using the pad for, what kind of bases. Okay, and then the first one is, let's put them like this. Okay, the first one is the Imperial, and let's take a look at it. And then of course this is a negative image, so the high spots are going to be the low spots. And this is Imperial, and this side has looks like you know, you can use them for dried, you know, like a dried deserty base, or I used them on I used the Basius 1 pad. I used I used these like for dungeon tiles, you know, cobbled together. This one on the other side, see, they're two-sided, and the Basius 1 pad, they're round, so you get a little more surface area, and then also to the Basius 1 pads were only one-sided. Okay, and I don't know, the resin they used, it feels a little more solid. It's heavier, and it feels a little different than the Basius 1 pads. So this is Imperial, and looks like mud, you know, dry mud, you know, sun-baked mud. Okay, so that's one. Number 2 is Mountain, and it's just like sharp rocks. I might use some of these as tile pieces for descent, or I might even maybe make like a wall. Use it as a wall. Okay, so that's the Mountain one. Okay, number 3. Let's Sanctuary, Sanctuary. And this one's kind of neat. This one looks, I can use it for some of my saga things. I can use that big giant cross, that Celtic cross, and the little Celtic things. I can use those as decorative pieces for saga figures, and also I think I might use it as a wall. I mean that looks kind of neat. And then we have the two items on the side they're rugs, according to the Basius people on their website. And then this one, once again, the deep spots are going to be the high spots. They have a functioning sundial, which they had on the other one, the original Basius one. And here's the this is the more ruined. It's more of a ruined feel. And I could, I think I could, once again, I could probably use them as walls. And it has these little groove things that you could put moss in there. Okay, and number 4. Let's move on to number 4, Kings of War. And Kings of War, you have a cannonball, and just kind of wreckage from. You have different weapons. Got some shields and spears. And this looks like an aftermath of a battle. I'd probably just use this for some spot terrain. Maybe make some markers for saga. The fatigue markers. And then here's the other side, and it's kind of more of the same. Got some wagon wheels and various battle detritus. Okay, and the next one's the hex. To tell you the truth, I don't really know what I'm going to use the hex for. It's got different textures, and the other side is kind of got a round thing there. I might use it for tiles for Imperial Assault. It kind of looks imperially. Well, there you go. That's the hex one. Okay, and then here's Plaguelands. This one is interesting. If I were to get an Amalifaux, this would probably be the one to definitely use. It's like a swamp thing. You have a coffin coming out of the swamp. You have a embedded coffin. There's a little dock. I might use some of this for, and you have a dock with a rope. I might use some of this for to make 3D terrain for Mansions of Madness, the Dunwich Horror, the one that has the box set that has the outdoor adventures and outdoor tiles. This would be perfect because one of them is on a river, and you have the dock and the swampy things, and then on the back it's kind of it's got some swamp things, and you could probably. I've seen somebody use the same pad to make instead of making like these decayed looking rocks, they made lava formations out of it. So that's kind of neat. Okay, and the next one we have Elven. Okay, this is one of there's maybe, I want to say 3 or 4 other ones. This one, I know what I'm going to use this for. Each square on this is 1 inch, and I'm going to use a 4-inch, a 4x4 inch section, 4 square by 4 square section, to make some terrain tiles for Castle Ravenloft in those games. So this is perfect for that. Okay, it's got like a wooden texture that's kind of ornate, and then on the back they have the same thing. It's just destroyed. And once again, I could probably use this to make terrain squares for the Castle Ravenloft. Okay, let's move on. We got number 8, which is Warpath, and I'm not sure what to make of this one. Let's see. On the other side, we have. Oh, okay. This is a little more hidden. Looks like muddy, like trench works for World War I. You've got some. Looks like you got some tank treads, some dirt. That would be kind of neat in like a muddy, with muddy paint. And then here on the back, we have a lot of cogs and. Looks like some. This would be kind of neat for 40K stuff. If you have like a big base, like say for a Titan, you could put some of this stuff down as spot terrain. You know, spot terrain is just, you know, you take a little glop of green stuff or your clay, and then you just like say, oh yeah, I just want to make a thing of the of this round circle here, and then you can do that, or a tire. You can have a tire. Okay, and let's see, we're up to number 9, dungeon. Okay, and of course, you know, the perfect application would be for Castle Ravenloft, and you know, some other ones. Well, I have a figure. I dug out one of my old Citadel figures. It's the Complete Adventurer, and it's the guy he's got everything, including the kitchen sink on his back. So something like this would be kind of neat for that. You know, for figures that you're going to use for your dungeon crawls. And you got some stairs here. Okay, and then this side, this side's the one with the coins. So, and they have like little mice. They have some mice things in there, and this one's pretty neat. We got some backpacks. It's, you know, once again, this is a reverse image, so the low parts are going to be high, and then the high parts are going to be the low parts. So the coins here, they're low, they're sunk in, so they're going to be higher up when you do press the green stuff into the mold, as it were. Okay, here's number 10, and it's Battle Zones. So this one would be neat for Space Hulk and those kind of games, because you can use these as doors. Okay, you have a little fan. Oh, you have a little thing here. I'd use that maybe as like a teleportation chamber. You know, maybe line 3 of them up, and then it would be kind of a transporter in Star Trek, if you will. And then the back has the same thing, but it's just kind of like, you know, damaged. Okay, and that brings us, this is a darker resin they use. This one's forest, and you got some trees and a lot of leaves. And then on the other side, there's a abandoned campfire and more leaves and vines. And I got to tell you, the Basius one, this is what, to me, this is the hardest pad to use, because no matter what, I can never get it to be crisp. So apparently a way around that is you use a really thick layer of the medium that you're using, and you press it down, and then you kind of let it harden just a little bit, and you got to make sure you pull it straight up, not jiggling it or pulling it out at an angle. You want to pull it straight up, and that's supposed to get you the really tight, sharp casting. So that's forest, and then I would use that probably to base some elf figures, or even, you know, wood elf figures, or even as terrain tiles, or just maybe edges. You know, you could maybe put. I have a fairy figure, and then what I'm thinking about doing is using the leaves on the bottom, and then getting a piece of cork and putting it on top as a rock, and you know, that would be a really neat thing. Or even you know, laying down on the bottom of the figure, laying down the vines and the leaves, and then using the mountain pad. You know, do a couple of spot molding of the large rocks, and putting that on top. That's an option. And let's see, we're at number 13, Victoriana, and this one's like cobblestones, and you have like a cobblestone island, if it, you know, traffic island, and you got some wrought iron. You got it looks like some kind of door. I don't know what you use the door for. Okay, and then on the back, this one's cool. This one, I have this one's got train tracks. You've got, this is water, like a beach thing. There's like sand on the beach, and sand, or the ocean going up on like a sidewalk area. But this is the one that I wish I had this a couple of weeks ago, because I have some zombie figures and some figures that I'm going to be using. I converted Dead of Winter over to for miniatures instead of using the cardboard stand-ups, and a couple of them would be real. I used the Basius one I use this is basically the same as this one, with the train tracks, and it's looks like a well and some sidewalks. But this train, it's got a switch. It's got a double track, and that would have been really neat for that. Okay, let's see what else we got. We're in the home stretch. We're almost done. There's 19 pads, and we're on pad number 12, Dwarven. And this one is like the Elven pad I showed earlier. It's just kind of, it's just an ornate floor, 1-inch squares, Castle Ravenloft, and the back of the square, or the back of the pad, it's all, it's all dinged up and damaged. Okay, let's see. We're at number 14, Urban. Okay, and this looks kind of similar to the Victoriana. You have that roundabout thing. This one's got an abandoned teddy bear, which once again I wish I had this because I have an emo sad student figure in a hoodie stroking a kitten for Dead of Winter, and this teddy bear on the bottom would have been perfect for that. I still might redo it. And then on the back, what is that? It looks like there's a bunch of corrugated steel, some broken brickwork. So this would be kind of neat for Berlin or Stalingrad, or this one would be really good for World War II. Okay, oops. Okay, we have number 15, Homestead. This is the wooden floor one. It's kind of similar to the Basius one. I might use it to make a wooden rope bridge across a chasm, and then on the back it's more of the same. It's a wooden floor, but there's damage. There's like rubble on top of it. And once again, this would be another good one for Stalingrad. With the brick debris on the bottom. You could, maybe do little strips of this and then put it next to rubble, and then it would just kind of be, the bottom of a burnt out rubble building. Okay, a few more. Okay, here's Norse, number 17. Okay, might be out of order, but okay, there's a chip. Okay, this one, it's Norse. It's this one would be really good for Castle Ravenloft. I might do once again a 4x4 room with a wall or not, maybe not a wall, and then this one would be kind of neat if I painted it as marble. That might be different. Be whimsical. And then on the back, it's the same tile design, square design, except it's in Okay. Yeah, we went out of order. Number 16, War Maidens. Okay, this one is another one. That's a tile. What'd be kind of neat is use these 4 here and then make a giant table. And then on the back, same thing, but damaged. Okay, let's see. This one's number 19, Industrial. This is like Sulaco or Sulaco Aftermath. On the back, it has these science fiction looking floorboards, and it's got some bio things that would be kind of neat for Space Hulk, or when you have the Tyranids and the Gene Stealers taking over, and kind of putting bio slime. Now I'll be honest, I like the original one from Basius 1 better because excuse me, because the bio one had its own pad, and it wasn't it wasn't on this one. The pad that was there it was just wrecked floorboards. It had, this one has them too, but it has the claw marks and different damage things to do. And I use these for some of the figures on my Dead of Winter project. The ones that were inside for the most part. And then the back is is different an undamaged one, an undamaged, floor things or grates. And this one's kind of one of the ones I've used the most when the Basius one. Okay, this is a long video. And here we go. This is the last one. This is Steampunk. Steampunk number 16. So we really went out of order. And a piece came off of one of them. Yeah, it came off of this corner. I'll have to glue that. This is just like the first Basius one, the pad that I showed you. You have the train tracks. You got some assorted debris. It's a snake. This one, I might use this one, I might use this one for, some of the zombie figures that kind of look like they're on their way, following the tracks to Terminus. And got some stones, and it's got some neat things. And then on the back, it's you got some sidewalks, you have some cogs, so those would be good for steampunk figures. It looks like with 19 bases, they pretty much have almost any kind of genre or theme of game that you can think of. So I might, as I use the pads, I might show some of the pads, and I've made, basing figures. Actually, you know what? Here's one that I did with the Basius figure. I did a little video before on it. This is my Saga Irish, one of my Irish leaders. His name is Owen, and I used one of the mountain ones. So you got a big old stone here, and this is on the 40 millimeter base, and that's one I've used. I used on the other one, and then